if you are serious about your education and getting into post-secondary, OES is a very good choice. I mean, it was, um, like I said, I remember completing half of a course in like a week and a half, and I had pretty good marks with that way. The only thing that was slowing me down was setting up a schedule for for someone to watch me do my tests. That was the only thing the only reason why I didn't complete it quicker. So yeah, you have there's a lot of opportunity to be very successful.
I'm Glenn Herbert, and I'm an editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private schools to gain insights into their programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administrators. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
What I appreciated most was probably the fact that it was like the time management skills that I learned. That's probably what it would be, because it was up to me to get the courses done. Even though there were, teachers that would sort of push you, and they would view like see how much you're actually logging on to the course. So they would kind of have an understanding of how much time you're putting into it. But at the end of the day, it's really up to you how much you are actually getting done each day. Whereas at a public school, it's a little bit more, you're getting a lot more like help from your teachers. And with OES, you're getting as much help as you ask for. It's a lot more independence with it can being completely online as well. And so that's probably what I appreciated the most, just the independence that I developed, especially with time management, because I had to create my own schedules and make sure I was doing everything myself. Well, with OES, you're able to look at other responsibilities other than school, so maybe if you wanted your child to go to work or something like that, or maybe help out around the house or do other sorts of responsibilities, you're able to do that because there isn't a specific time that you need to go to each course. It's really up to you when you want to start working on it or not. So that's kind of how why someone may want to choose OES over another school, because you have a lot more flexibility with the school and other areas of life. They're very open, I guess. Uh, and yeah, I mean, that's like the only characteristic that I could think of at the moment. Yeah, very open, very outgoing, uh, easy to talk to, fun. uh, Independence is probably the biggest thing, because um, you're creating your own schedule. You're sending it out for yourself. You're picking your own courses. You're really preparing yourself for university. And if you're serious about your education, you could do very well, and you could do it quite quickly too with the courses. And so independence was probably the biggest thing that you will pick up, and something that you'll definitely have to have. Organizational skills, obviously a very big one as well. And yeah, I think that would probably be the biggest one, just learning independence, self-organization, which I think are very important skills to have, especially going into university. I know a lot of my friends who, they had like a lot of help from their teachers being in the public schools and stuff like that. They had a little bit of a hard time sort of navigating through post-secondary, but what I found with OES is that it's actually very similar to post-secondary, and it really prepares you for it. So. Yeah, well, the first thing that I noticed was how quickly I was going through the curriculum, because I noticed, because I was in public school for until grade 11. And so we would have a specific topic that we'd be going over for weeks. But when I was in OES, I would go over it in like a few hours and I would be completely done. So something that would take weeks to sort of learn when I was in the public schools would only take me a few hours to learn when I was at OES. And so it was very quick. And that's what I found very surprising as well, was just how well I was doing with it being completely online and having a lot more independence. It was kind of something that seemed pretty daunting to me, like I wasn't really sure how I was going to do, but I was really surprised to learn how quick you could go through a school curriculum when you are not sort of relying on like your teacher um, having to explain things for everybody for an entire classroom, right? It's just you and you're responsible for your own learning. So. Oh, I think definitely. I was not at all organized in any way when I was in grade 11. Not very independent either. And quite frankly, I didn't really care too much about my academics. Once I got into OES, though, all of that changed. I mean, because I was forced to become more independent. I was forced to be more organized. And that has helped me so much in post-secondary school. And well, with it being online, I kind of feel like I have a little bit of an advantage because I already had that experience in grade 12. And a lot of it is about, challenging yourself, making sure that you are doing everything that you need to do. And yeah, that's probably how OES has shaped my character for sure. Well, what I really like is having interaction with other classmates. I think that's really cool. So maybe if there were like some discussions that had video or like audio responses rather than just like forums, I think that would be pretty cool. Well, yeah, I mean, in the moment, it was definitely a lot of work. I had a lot of self-development to go through in terms of like becoming more organized and responsible and reliable and all of these things. And so at the time, it was definitely a lot of struggle. But as I look back, it was definitely something that I really appreciated because of how much it helped me. Um, yeah, and well, and this is just circumstantial, right? Because of the way that post-secondary is right now, with it being completely online. That was something that, it was definitely a new experience for me, but now it's definitely something that I really appreciate because of, well, it definitely gave me a bit of an advantage in post-secondary. So yeah, my perspective on that definitely changed too. Okay, well, I feel like I'm just repeating myself a lot here, but you, the the students are forced to learn and really do learn a lot of uh, independence, which is very important to have, obviously, when going into post-secondary. If you're serious about your education, you can do very well and you can learn a lot from the format that OES provides. And then number two is the flexibility with the schedule, right? I mean, they do track your attendance, and that is something that is very important. But I mean, if there were like a few days that you needed to go, the child needed to do something other than school, that's possible. You could do that with OES, and I know with a lot of schools, you can't really do that without there being like a lot of conflict. But with OES, the course is just there, it's on the computer. If you were traveling or something like that, you just bring your laptop and you have your school with you right there. Um, yeah, so that would be number two. And then a third reason why you would choose OES. Well, the teachers are, I mean, I found that they were very amazing. They were very helpful. I mean, I felt bad for my math teacher because I had just emailed him so many times. I probably bugged him a little bit, but he was always very nice and he was always very helpful. And all the teachers were. If there was ever, I think it was 3 or 4 days in a row, if I didn't complete an assignment, a teacher would reach out to me and say, is everything okay? Like, what's going on? Do you need help? So they were always there, always very available for me. And yeah, I think that would be it. So the what you learn in terms of independence, the flexibility, and the help of the teachers. Yeah, so I learned everything through emailing the principal. I think it was the principal, or maybe it was just like one of the teachers or something like that. But through email, I learned a lot from there, and then from the website as well. All the information is really there. It's a very simple. format, really. Um, so yeah, just all the information is available on the website, and anything else that you wanted to learn, you could email the teachers. In terms of what they're learning, they have a description of all of the courses that the child will be taking. And then, I'll have like the prices and stuff like that as well. And the format of the courses, like what they sort of look like, is also, I think, available before you go ahead and sign up for them as well. So it's all on the website. What I did was I looked at how much time each unit would take for each course, for example, and then I would kind of organize my time that way. So advice that I would give is to make sure that you have a plan, and to follow that plan, and to organize all of the all of the hours in the day that you want to spend towards the school. I did it by week. So I would say, for math and then biology, maybe it would take 20 hours for this unit and 20 hours for this unit. Obviously, that's just an estimated time, and you can spend more or even less time on it. But I would split up those hours in the week, and then that's kind of how I was pretty successful with the OES format. It was a very good experience for me. I had to leave public school because I needed to get a job and I needed to help out at home with a few things. And so the OES format was very helpful for me in that regard, because I was working, 10 hours, and then I would come home and then do school and then do whatever else I needed to do. And at least from what I had researched, I couldn't do that anywhere else. And that was something that was very helpful to me. It was a necessity for me, really. And if you are serious about your education and getting into post-secondary, OES is a very good choice. I mean, it was, um, like I said, I remember completing half of a course in like a week and a half, and I had pretty good marks with that way. The only thing that was slowing me down was setting up a schedule for someone to watch me do my tests. That was the only reason why I didn't complete it quicker. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to be very successful. I think the biggest thing that I was afraid of was universities looking at the fact that I was finishing my courses online, and that maybe they wouldn't consider me because of that. But that was not a problem for me. I got accepted into Camosun College, and I got accepted into a program at the University of Victoria in British Columbia, through using OES. So obviously it wasn't a very big obstacle. That wasn't a very big problem. So if that's something that you're also worried about, which I'm sure you probably will be, it's not. It's accredited, and yeah, the marks, if you get like a 90 in this and a 90 in a regular course, it'll be the same. So.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.